Hello. Hey guys. How is everybody doing? Thank you for joining me today. As you can see, we are going to be doing watercoloring and embossing. And I'm using the Darling Donkey set. This is the free set in the Sale-a-bration catalog that you can earn for free if your order is $50 or more. So here is the cute little card that we're going to make today. And I decided to go ahead and do another card using the Darling Donkey stamp set because it's cute. It wasn't one of my favorites. I told y'all it wasn't one of my favorites when it first came out, but I've fallen in love with it so much so that I've done a free card kit with this stamp set because it's growing on me and it's become a favorite. So little tidbit, I'm doing the free Darling Donkey card kit with a $35 purchase in my store, craftysweet.stampinup.net. And you can also get this kit if your order is, if you bump it up $15 to where it's $50 or more, you'll still get the free card kit from me, but then I'll also send you an embellishment free in the mail with your card kit. And because you've reached that $50 threshold, you get to choose a item in the Sale-a-bration catalog. Now, this free card kit is only good until the 17th of February. So that's, in a day or two. I can't remember. I don't know what today's date is, but February 17th is the last day to get this free card kit from me. So if you're in the shopping store, craftysweet.stampinup.net, go ahead and bump your order up to $50 so you can get the free card kit and an embellishment from me. So so this set was inspired by that free card kit, and then I couldn't put it down. I was like, okay, I need to do another card, but I wanted to do like a technique with this stamp set. Oh, let me come back. With the card kit, when you place your order, make sure you're shopping with me, and it'll tell you you're shopping with, and then it'll say Keisha Davis. It'll also give you an option when you're on your ordering page, when you're reviewing the items that you put in your cart, to put in a host code. Make sure you put this host code in, because when the orders come through, when I see this host code and I see what your total purchase is, I know whether you're getting the free card kit or the free card kit and an embellishment. So make sure you use that host code. Okay. All right. Now let's go back. So I said we're doing watercoloring, and then we're doing some embossing as well. So the watercoloring you can do two ways. So we have reinkers for all of our classic ink pads, and you can put them on on the lid of your stamping pad. Or what I did here, which is another option, is I squeeze my ink pad so I can get some ink in the lid. And so I just do, I use watercolor paper, which is what I'm going to do today. But I just simply, I wet my watercolor paper, and then I dab into this ink in the lid. Another option for you is to use a block. So you can just put ink on your block and use this as your ink palette too. So that's another option. But I'm just going to do my watercolor straight down on my lid. So let me find a piece of scrap paper somewhere. Okay, right here. Okay, I'm going to put this under my watercolor paper. So this is the watercolor paper we sell in the store. And I'm just going to go ahead and just wet my surface. I don't want it like oversaturated, but I want it enough to where it's going to pick up my ink. Okay. And then I don't want it to take a long time to dry either. So I think that's pretty good. Okay. Now I'm going to pick up do just a little bit. You don't want to put too much water down, but you're just going to pick up some of that ink from your lid or whatever surface, and I'm just dabbing it, dabbing just to get wherever I want to go darker. I'm just going to add some more, and you see it's spreading everywhere that I have that I have my water. So I'm just going to dab, and I'm just doing like so I can get like a little scene back in the back, because I'm going to put my little donkey on right on top of this. You can tell in my sample what I did. All right, so no right or wrong. I'm just giving it a little background. And then once I'm all done, I think that looks good. I'm going to take I just have a paper towel, and I'm just going to dab it just like this. And then that's going to give me a watercolor background. And then I'm just going to squeeze my aqua painter to where the water is going clear. Okay, so let me move that out of the way. That is all of the ink that I'm going to use. Close that back up. Now, so this is still a little wet. I'm going to sit that to the side. What I've already done, you guys have seen me stamp the darling donkey and colored him. I've already colored him with the Stampin' Blends. I use light and dark crumb cake, and then for the rose I use the dark real red, and then I use the dark mint macaron to do the leaf and the stem. And I've already fussy cut him out. So the next thing I'm going to do is embossing. So traditionally with heat embossing, you would use a Versamark ink pad, right? Well, I'm doing a different technique. We have the white ink pads in our store. This is an old one that I'm using, but I'm going to show you something different. Okay, so we all know when you heat emboss, you need to use a little powdery substance. This is the embossing buddy that we used to sell. We don't carry these in the store anymore, but you can pick them up at any of your craft stores. All right, and that's just going to prevent the embossing powder from sticking, and then so you don't have like splotches over your stamp set. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my sentiment, and this is the My Heart Smiles Just Thinking About You. Now this is in the Lots of Heart stamp set, not in the Darling Donkey stamp set. And the reason I didn't use one of the sentiments in the Darling Donkey set is because these are a little small, and I didn't think that it was going to pick up the embossing powder that well. So I wanted to use a sentiment that was fairly large, and then I wanted it, you know, to show it pretty good on my card. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking my ink, and I'm just going to stamp this on black cardstock. Okay, this is white or white ink. Okay, now I'm done with that. Next, I'm bringing in, let me bring in the scratch paper. I'm bringing in my white embossing powder. And what that's going to do is just going to make this white ink just stand out a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit more vibrant. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in here just like this. You can already see where it's coming up a little bit lighter. I need a little bit more on my J. And I'll tap the excess off. Okay, so I like the way that looks. So now let me close this up, put that away. All right, now I'm going to bring in my heat tool. This is our heat tool we sell in the store, and I'm just going to heat it, and you're going to see when I get ready to heat it up, it's going to become even more vibrant. Okay. You can see it's starting to change colors. It's starting to get a little bit more, it's melting that powder, so it's getting a little bit more vibrant. This was like one of the very first techniques that I learned when I first started crafting. And I fell in love with this technique. It never goes old. It always jazzes up your card a little bit more. And I just love it. So, okay, let me trim this down a little bit on both sides with the Stampin' Trimmer. Okay. And I think I need to take a little bit off the top. I don't know if that's straight, but I think it'll be okay. All right. So let's put this baby together. Okay, so I'm using a card base. This is just Jade. This is one of our 2021 to 2022, 2020 to 2022 colors and colors. And so it's going to be hanging around another year. Okay, I'm going to score this at 5.5. So that's right in the middle, and this is going to give me that my card base. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and crease this with my bone folder. And then before I adhere this layer, I'm going to take the what is it? It's this right here. It's supposed to be, I'm going to take this image here in real red, and I'm going to stamp that down, because I'm bringing in some of that red from that rose that the darling donkey has in his mouth. So I'm just going to do some of these right around just to tie it all together. And then you'll see that I'm also going to add some of those embellishments that I love. I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so that's it. I got my darling donkey right here to get ready to add him on. So now I'm going to take my Stampin' Dimensionals, because I want to pop this layer up. Put one in every corner. I like the watercolor paper a lot. You can also do use our shimmer paper too to watercolor on, and it'll give a different effect. You'll have shimmer with that if you decide to do the shimmer cardstock. The basic white watercoloring on it, I'm not too sure that's going to give you the effect that you need. You may have some peeling or bleeding, so just go with the watercolor paper. All right, so now let's go ahead and adhere this down just like that. Okay, then now I am going to adhere my sentiment, and I'm going to do just straight adhesive on this using the Stampin' Seal, just like that. And I'll put this kind of right about here. Oh, I think I went up just a tad. Okay, right about there. And then I'm also going to pop the donkey up. I'm going to pop him up. One more dimensional. Just like that. Take the backings off. This is going to be cute and quick. Let's see, I want him right about there. And then now I'm going to bring in the resin heart embellishments, which I love. I've already used a sheet of them already. And then I'm just going to place a few of these hearts on the card, just like that. So that's tying in that real red even more. Okay, now that is it, my friends. That's the darling donkey stamp set. All right, quick, right? Quick, easy, anybody can stamp it, right? All right, again, here's the card kit. Go ahead and do your $35 order or $50 order or more, and you'll get this free card kit. This free card kit, these 3 cards in the mail from me, and this ends February 17th. That is Wednesday. You got to use a host code. All right, thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye-bye.